Alrighty, here we go. Big Slamu. Ryguy facing off here, both using the Healy Sprite. And from Dragon Warrior 4. Let's go ahead and see what is in these first two chests. We do have a Curse Belt. Now we have an Herb, and we know the last one's going to be the key. So no saving the key here. They are going to have to find keys somewhere else on the map. And a reminder for anyone who doesn't know in the audience, Cursed Belts, when you find them, they do give you a little bit of information. Before I mention that, we do have a cave here. It looks like we're going to have Swamp North, so we know how to potentially get to that opposite continent. But, yeah, while they try to get those early couple of kills here, just to note that that Curse Belt does mean that at least one of the search spots in either Cole, Hawksmith, or on the map does have an item, and the more Curse Belts they find, the more of those 3 spots will have an item.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting choice they've taken, the seed. They have the permanent torch flag on, which means they will automatically have 1 tile viewing space around them in caves.
Oh yeah, the permanent torch glitch is one that I think people were talking about doing for the regular tournament. Meanwhile, Smashy getting level 2, 10 to 13, no MP, but that 10 power is going to help out a lot here in this early going.
I don't race until tomorrow.
Oh, did I say Smashy instead of Slimu? Oops.
Well, Slamu did just get the Smashy from the Wraith Knight, so that ended his little trek in the Swamp Cave, looking like Swamp Cave is not a place you want to try to go through. We've seen Axe Knights, we've seen Wraith Knights, and they will make pretty short work of any Dragon Warrior at level 2. But we do have a town, and well, the Curse Belt gives us information about search spots, but it also sells for a nice 180 gold, so if this town is not Hawksness or Rimeldar and has a copper sword, they can get that copper sword, and that'll be a nice 10 attack power.
Yeah, it would be really nice if this was a town. It's like really going for the gusto here, trying to take out this Droll. Fortunately, 19 attack power, not quite enough. They do have a bit more HP than you might think that they would. So unfortunately, wasn't quite able to take that out, but is most likely going to be making his way to that town. Ryguy also making his way to that town, but getting thwarted by encounter RNG here. And we do have Breckenary. Slamu says no, not interested.
Yeah, not even gonna peek the shop. Looks like Ryguy is going straight to the item shop. He's gonna sell that Curse Belt most likely. Skeletons have hurt more, so that's already 2 of the Zone 1 monsters showing up with hurt more, so gonna be a little bit weird to kind of transition into that.
Yeah, it could be tough to take on those skeletons and some of those kind of Meteor Zone 1 monsters that you would want to take on, say, around levels 5 or 6, but if they get Stop Spell in the meantime, that could shake things up really quickly. Now, it looks like Slamu is going to take a peek at this shop, so is Ryguy. Ryguy's going to go ahead and pick himself up that club. We do see Flame Sword there. If a gold grind is available, could come back for that. And of course, chainmail, something that's pretty reasonably priced. And now, with that gold, with that club being Ryguy's only option, he's going to go ahead and take advantage of buying some fairy water as well.
Yeah, fairy waters, you can throw them and they do 9 to 16 damage, kind of like the hurt spell. The torches are like mini hurts. They can be thrown as well, but they don't do as much damage.
6 to 9, I believe, is the range.
Ryguy is going to don the scale of the dragon. And yeah, both players going for the fairy water. I suspect if they can find some good targets, like maybe some scorpions and magidrakes, levels will be on the way.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be pretty frustrating when you have one of these weird starts on a rogue scorpion. Okay, Ryguy has found himself in a completely different zone. It's a little unfortunate. He's got a one-way ticket back to the throne room.
Yeah, Ryguy has found himself in the wrong neighborhood. Lorgon, they started with the curse belt and sold that thing and got some money.
Yeah, the throne room was Curse Bell, Urban, and Key.
And Big Slamu going to get up to level 3, and it comes with 4 power, 1 agility, 7 health, 0 MP.
Oh, still 0 MP across the first 2 levels here, and no new spells as well, but
Empty Eye loves it.
he absolutely does. Oh, with these fairy water, Ryguy might just take the skeleton out. He does. He manages to dodge that hurt more. Not sure if he knows they have it yet or not. But it doesn't matter, as he's going to go ahead and just leapfrog right over Slamu to take a slight experience lead.
So he double leveled, and I think the second level is just 8 HP.
Yeah, he did double level there, and I think you're absolutely right. I think Slamu is about to see that same level now, so we can just confirm it was in fact 8 HP and absolutely nothing else. Oh boy.
Ooh, here's a good target, the Jakima.
Yeah, I believe they're looking for 83 experience to the next level, 82. So yeah, Drakimas are amazing. 20 experience, their defense and HP aren't terribly high. So far it looks like they don't have much in the way of skills. So should be able to take those out pretty easily. Ryguy kind of probably not terribly happy with his decision to throw that torch, but now he knows that they have furthermore.
Yep, he just got the news.
Yeah, again, if you're big Slamu, you've seen hurt more out of 2 different monsters. You start to wonder if that Drakima's hiding something, and you really, really just wish you had Stop Spell at your disposal right now. It just gives you more options, and you just know that you're not necessarily going to get completely locked into trying to fight these weaker monsters.
Oh, trolls have heal. Oh, but here's a backup. Torch into Fairy Water. And there you have it. And he will get level 5. $515, where is the MP?
Still, wow, 4 levels into the seed. Still no MP. Looking at 165 for the next level, but with these Dracumas here, 165 isn't a big ask, and so far, it really looks like they just don't have any abilities at all. So personally, for me, with 28 attack power, and, you know, and not having skills, I'll take this all day.
Okay, looks like Ryguy's gonna try the north-south zone 1. Found a Druin here, that's not exactly the worst. Found Charlock, that's not quite what you want.
Charlotte covered in swamp as usual. Oh, metal scorpions down here. Unfortunately, checking the inventory, no fairy water left. But if Ryguy could... unfortunately, there's not a lot of tiles to try to grind on here either.
Okay, Big Slammer found himself a Magidrake key and is going to swiftly...
Looks
Yep.
like we might have a map that kind of funnels them down south of Sherlock.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on how much further the swamp goes out, but yeah, it looks like there's just nastiness waiting no matter which way you go. You either have to go through a bunch of swamp, go through a bunch of hurt more monsters, or go through a bunch of high tier stuff. Pick key poison.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, Swamp, the enemy zone that you find in Swamp Cave mirrors the top floor of Mountain Cave, so they already know they have some nastiness to look forward to there.
Well, Big Slammer's gonna give it another go. Ooh, this is a... I'm not gonna say anything. Ah, that's unfortunate. Wolf Lord's usually a pretty nice monster to see, but not when they ambush and kill you.
Yeah, I think Ryguy was looking for that metal scorpion that he saw earlier, but instead runs into a wizard. I'm not sure if he went a little bit too far south, or if that metal scorpion was just popping up in a different zone. Definitely not what he wanted to see right now. Big Slamu is pretty much decided on trying to get through the swamp cave.
Yeah, it seems like he's gonna give it a few attempts here, but I think once he discovers this Wraith Knight and Axe Knight, it's probably gonna signal the end of those plans. Yeah, 15 agility, not enough to get away, and it looks like both of them are... Okay, no, Big Slamu's gonna park it for a little bit and discover the metal scorpion. I mean, the rogue scorpion.
Yeah,
Scorpions.
It's just scorpions all around. It's unfortunate. If they had just a little bit more money, I want to say you have a pretty decent shot at killing a rogue scorpion with just 2 fairy water, and I would say almost certainly with 3. That'd be one way to get a nice chunk of experience, but unfortunately no money for fairy water at this point with that cursed belt already being sold. So, and again, with barely any mountain tiles to try to get encounters off of, it really does. I want to say it kind of makes you restless as a player. Like, you really want to get out on the map. If you can get encounters efficiently, then you might just, stay and grind here. I mean, Big Slamu here is so close to level 6. But when you're just sitting on plains tiles, it feels kind of gross.
Yeah, plains tiles have the lowest encounter rate of all the tiles, which is great when you're trying to get out on the map, not so great when you're trying to get some levels. Speaking of, Slamu has a chance at level 6 here if this Shikima goes down. In the meantime, Ryguy tried to get out in the world, discovered that regular scorpions have hurt more, and then died to, I think, a warlock. Meanwhile, level 6. Finally gained some magic. The level kind of sucked, though.
Yeah, I saw that 2 MP as Ryguy was, amazingly enough, not able to get away from a Magiwyvern with 15 agility. We can see the comparison there. 3 strength, 2 HP, 2 MP, and the seed is kind of going nowhere fast.
Well, Big Slamu managing to bop a troll, and then immediately has to go back to the end.
Well, Ryguy seems to think he's found himself a zone here. I want to say this is also where he found that warlock, and he might be just sitting right where he saw that Magic Wyvern earlier. And so now, yeah, oh man.
Oh yeah, scorpions are spamming hurt more.
This is pretty brutal. This is a pretty brutal start, honestly. I mean, the strength looks good, and we've seen some nice monsters out there, but again, it's all about trying to get these levels efficiently, and both players are really just they're doing the best that they can, but the seed is not making it easy for them. This is very much a messy start, is what I would call this.
Yeah, messy start because everything has hurt more. The magicians have hurt more as well. That's probably guy just caught another one with his face.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, especially because I don't think Ryguy has seen the Drakima, which might change his strategy a little bit, because you see Big Slamu just going back and forth in these mountain tiles.
Yeah, now, I don't think Ryguy realizes how rare the Rogue Scorpion actually is in this zone. Because I think...
Sorry, go ahead.
I think this zone does have Rogue Scorpions, but it's actually showing up really infrequently, and that's kind of helping Big Slamu just sit here and grind.
Yeah, it's entirely possible, because I want to say we've seen, like, ghosts and magicians and Drakimas, and then maybe that Rogue Scorpion there, in that zone. And it's kind of tough, because once you see that one nasty monster, you just kind of assume that there are going to be other nasty monsters in that same zone. And so it kind of makes you not want to go back there, and Ryguy's going to go ahead and see that level 6 is pretty much hot garbage. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it looks like they found different zones that they both like. Although I don't think anyone had seen that Star Wyvern until just now, so we'll see if Ryguy changes his strategy up, but, yeah, Slamu likes where he's at, Ryguy likes where he's at, it's just a matter of who can get that breakout level first, and right now Slamu's in the lead.
Okay, it looks like Ryguy's gonna give Swamp another go. Ooh, does find the Wolf Lord. That's the enemy you want to see in there. And Ryguy is through.
So Ryguy does one thing that Slamu couldn't, does manage to hero walk his way to potentially our second continent, and sees a lot of swamp, a lot of desert, a lot of mountains, and I think this wizard... Oh no, he gets away!
Yeah, I was about to say, and Ryguy gets the typical welcome to the second continent of a Sherlock tier monster, but he does get away, for now. And Rogue Scorpion Ambush is going to end that. Okay, kind of interesting. Big Slamu did walk far enough east that we did see a bridge right there in the swamp, and if there's one thing we do have, it's a lot of HP, so you might be able to go over the swamp, question mark?
The only problem is the lack of healing. Now, in Slamu's case, Slamu has managed to save up enough money to potentially buy some herbs and just make its way across the swamp, burning up a bunch of herbs, but probably doesn't want to use those resources.
Wolves have hurt more.
Wolves have hurt more. No, no. Why you do this game?
Big Slamu gonna risk the hurt more and gets punched to death by a skeleton instead. So is anybody keeping a running count of how many enemies have hurt more so far?
Let's see, Magician, Scorpion, Skeleton, and Droll, and now Wolf? So I count at least 5.
Goldman has it. And Ryguy, even though he caught a hurt more with his face again, well, He finally got over the swamp and immediately a wizard.
So, Ryguy's gone southwest and been killed by a wizard. He's gone east and killed by a wizard. And he's gone through Swamp Cave and he's been killed by a wizard. This is pretty tough going. It's pretty tough going.
Video game jerk wizards. Not even once.
I was gonna say, it's really unfortunate too, because Ryguy, I feel like, got a pretty decent bit of information there, which is that there's not that much swamp right there between, you know, Sharlock and that bridge. And so I feel like that might be the next best way for them to go, but Ryguy's probably not going to want to go that way anytime soon because of the wizard he just saw, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, kind of tough to get out onto the world map when you try it and you hit Sharlock monsters. And Big Slamu is now 1 kill from level 7.
Yeah, exactly 1 experience point away. And now Rogue Scorpion's not going to quite do it. Needs to get away from that.
Droll can do it if he doesn't get nuked. And here we go, level 7. Two, 6, 9, 3. Spell of. Uh-oh.
Oh, we did it. And that's why everyone in chat who said that they don't like to sit and grind is wrong. Because this is what happens. This is what happens when you find your spot, you get your experience there, try to get your early experience as quickly as you can, and a lot of times you find yourself rewarded, as Big Slamu's got about a 200 experience point lead over Ryguy, and he is now off to the races. That Rogue Scorpion...
He's got Erdrick's bazooka, but he doesn't have much ammo for it. He only has 13 MP.
You don't really need a whole lot when you've got Brecconary and Rogue Scorpions within a handful of tiles of each other, and you know, I don't know if Big Slamu's been kind of further south of Brecconary yet, but there are those Star Wyverns that could potentially be taken out in a single Hurtmore, as well as the Magi Wyverns there. But most importantly, you've got access to Rogue Scorpions. I mean, you take out 2 of those and you're halfway to the next level.
Swamp Cave.
Yeah, that's also an option. He could go check the Swamp Spike tile as well if he wants.
Well, just Swamp Cave in general. Wolf Lord, Wraith Knight, Axe Knight. Yes, please.
Oh, Goldmen do have Hurtmore. I was wondering how serious that person in chat was being before, but I had missed that, and there you go.
Okay, so
his first peak.
Yeah, Big Slammer on the second continent, and does have herbs, although I wouldn't be feeling too safe on 31 HP.
Yeah, Slammer doesn't make it much further than Ryguy did before being sent home. But, again, that's a Hurtmore spell. I mean, he's got more than enough ammo to pick up 102 experience and try to get another level, hopefully get some more MP. Meanwhile, Ryguy trying to close that experience gap, but it's going to be a lot harder now, and when he sees Hurtmore at level 7, I don't think he's going to be terribly happy about it.
Big Slammer trying to figure out the path to the spike tile, finds it. Stoneman, not so much. He's gonna sleep it and get out of there.
Yeah, with 13 MP, it's still got enough for that one extra Hurtmore. You really want to use it here, but is he gonna die first? No, not quite.
Is he gonna get the one shot? Oh yes, even off the really low roll, and that will be level 8. One, two, three. Oh, thank you, MP, for ruining our counting.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, you do still have the option of potentially finding Axe Knights there in Swamp Cave, but now it's a little bit tougher. Looking for 975 for the next level, so chat was talking about, you just walk in here and you throw out your Hurt Mores and you try to get what experience you can, and then you just take a Death Warp in order to get your MP back, and you just keep doing that over and over again. I'm not sure if that's exactly what Slam was going for here, but pretty much everything here can get put down in a single Hurtmore.
Yeah, it's
Werewolf's
gonna
not
be...
quite cooperating.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough sell on the Wolf Lord Werewolf, sadly.
Alrighty, Ryguy has managed to make up the experience gap, does have that Hurtmore for himself. And chat noting that it's about a 4-minute difference between when each runner got Hurtmore. So not too bad here. Good on Ryguy being able to make up that experience gap. And now it's just a matter of who can find Hurtmore targets the quickest and who can find progression. We haven't seen any kind of progression. We haven't seen a town since about 5 minutes in. Haven't seen a cave since we walked in here. And so it really is going to come down to who can find, I think, Erdrick's armor and keys are going to be the two most important things here right now.
Yeah, it looks like Big Slamu's getting his MP out and then is trying to get the rest of the way through, but it's not working out. And... okay. Looks like Ragai's trying to see the spike tile. Is going to be a little when he finally gets there and sees it's a stone man.
It's always nice to have that information, even if there's, even if this monster is not the one that you want to see. At least you know that that's there, and so you can kind of just check that off your mental list, unless the other grind is exquisitely horrible, as we do see 9. Level 9, oh my goodness, finally a decent level.
Yeah,
really
we already have 107 at HP. Too bad we have to sacrifice everything else for it.
We started out with 28 HP, everything else was looking kind of mediocre. And here at level 9, we have amazing HP, and everything else kind of mediocre.
At least I have hurt more. So the strength doesn't matter too much yet. Would help if maybe they could take some of that kill money and get it back to Breckenary and get some chainmail. That wouldn't be too bad of an option.
Yeah, that would actually be a pretty solid play. Trying to pick that up, and maybe someday, somewhere over the rainbow, they might find another town, and could even try to complement that with a large shield. Weapons not going to be too terribly important now that they have that Hurtmore spell. Sometimes a broadsword can be useful in situations like this, but you really want to be able to tack heal more onto that as well, and they don't have that yet. Slamu, unfortunately, not able to one-shot this Axe Knight, and now it looks like both players have the same kind of idea going here. Just go through Charlock, throw out your MP, die, repeat. Oh, nice! That was very clever from Ryguy.
Yeah, Ryguy using the torch to finish it off, because we do not have the strength to just smack him after a hurt more that doesn't kill.
Yeah, and I believe the most HP that an Axe Knight can possibly have after Hurt More is like 6 or 7, maybe 8. So yeah, very, very heads-up play there to make sure that he's using his money. And there you go. Gonna go ahead and pick up that chainmail for a decent boost in defense power. Their defense power pretty paltry. Now at level 8, so good play, good heads-up play, and remembering not only that he had enough gold, but that it was there to be bought.
Yeah, I wonder if, since he's already over here, if he's gonna make it. Nope, he's going back into the swamp cave. Actually, a little bit surprised by this, because he could go south here, and there were Star Wyverns there, down there to make Hurt More victims out of. Speaking of Hurt More victims, down goes an Axe Knight for Big Slammer, only 7 experience from the level.
Yeah, Beta, I was gonna say, don't tell that to Mr. Holmes. You know, normal players can't win without strength, but, my guy's a freak of nature, he's not normal.
What Ryguy is level 9, level 10 for Big Slammer, which finally has agility. That is really gonna help out with the exploration. But no MP. We have 19 MP at level 10. It's actually amazing.
Yeah, this is a little bit silly. Oh, Metal Slimes with Stop Spell, okay. Big Slamu here, it already at level 10, just declines to even try to swing at that. And EMP, I'm glad you caught that. I don't know exactly what's going to happen if we add Kurt Angle into the mix. I'm not sure I want to find out. But Big Slamu wants to find out what's inside this cave.
Yeah, Big Slamu wishes to be in this cave, and it is the harp trade-in. Once we eventually get around to finding stuff, one of the things we will find is a nice silver harp, which we will take back to that dude. He will disappear from all existence, and we can loot the treasure chest behind him for the Staff of Rain.
He does this kind of, just teleport away, doesn't he? And Slamu gonna do the same. Teleport himself right back to that throne room for the 17th time this seed. 40 deaths! I saw Lorgon had been counting deaths for a while. We were at 1 death a minute across both of our runners. We're well past that. I do believe that 40 deaths is as much as 4 tens, and that's terrible.
Well, in this case, they're using death as a strategy to get their MP back quickly, so that can kind of skew the death totals a little bit. Big Slamu is going to pick up some chainmail.
Yeah, Slamu noting that he had enough money and remembering that he did in fact see that chainmail there. Unfortunately, Ryguy getting taken out by the back attack here. The deaths continue to pile up. Ryguy slightly in the lead in terms of deaths, and I think that largely has to do with just the little extra bit of exploration he did. I think this might be the first time that Slamu has come this way around the map, and so we'll be happy to see that Wyvern at least that took Ryguy out about half an hour or so ago.
Yeah, Wyvern, the biggest enemy you are guaranteed to kill in one Hurt More, so those are always a welcome sight.
Absolutely.
And actually managing to loop to the southern part of Charlock there for a little bit. Nope's out of there. And shall continue southward. And make this Stream Lord rather crispy.
Leonhard, I'm going to tackle that question. I agree with Zarnax that it depends a lot on your situation, but in a situation like this, I know there are some people who kind of have this this idea that 40 agility, when you're starting out, the beginning of a seed, 40 agility is something that you want to kind of look for because that's going to give you 50-50 odds of running from just about anything you're likely to see on the world map. That does include a couple of Sharlock monsters. So it really can be quite a hassle when your agility is low and you're actually trying to get some exploration done. Yeah, it really depends on the situation. Here, I would say that these players are really being hamstrung by just their MP. This MP is phenomenally low, especially for level 10.
Yeah, as we can see, Big Slam, who's already out of MP, would have really loved to have gone after that Rogue Scorpion, but no dice without any MP, and considering how much agility Rogue Scorpions have, yeah.
Yeah, you can't really do much damage to a Rogue Scorpion physically, but as a veteran player as Slamu is, this has to be torture. He's seen Rogue Scorpion, Spectre, Rogue Scorpion, Knight, and those are all enemies you love to see when you have Hurtmore. He just has no MP. There's so much experience that he just had to run away from.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't try to take out the Drakima with the club, but guess he wanted to try to save his herbs. Because he's found himself a dead end down here, just straight south along the west coast.
Yeah, so it's looking like, if I'm following this correctly, that you really just have to take that looping path around Sharlock and go east and see if there's anything out there, or just continue to explore that second continent. Ryguy now picking up level 10 for himself will probably be pretty happy with that agility boost. Not much else happening on that level.
Well, did gain 9 HP, and we have a town for Big Slamu. A little bit of lag, sometimes that happens. We will soon discover the town, assuming something doesn't just horribly pile drive Big Slamu before he gets to it.
Right, Woods. Alrighty. Oh, as we wait for the frames to catch up here, it looks like Slamu had gotten into a couple of nasty encounters here. Is this Star Wyvern going to block him before he gets to this town? No.
Oh, it's Caitlin. Ryguy has found a town in a cave. Okay, well, found Hawksness. 2 caves! And has found the mountain cave.
Alrighty, well, 2 bits of... So we've got a little bit of divergence here in the information that each player has. Now, Ryguy might know that he's going to see some potentially pretty nasty monsters here on this first floor. Let's see... Oh no! You hate to see it.
The classic one step from the chest and you get ambushed and killed. Meantime, Big Slamu gonna get MP back, restock on herbs. I might just make a base out of this town. Kind of depends.
Yeah, this is a situation where you might want to kind of turn this into a little base and see if there are any good monsters around. Maybe try to get a little bit more experience here. But it looks like he's pretty much found himself on some weird kind of peninsula or something like that. I'm not exactly sure where he is in relation to Tantagel. It
looks like this is... You go south, but you go east a little bit as you're going south.
Oh, yeah, I see.
It's kind of interesting because he was getting a bunch of good Hurtmore targets on the way into Cantlin, but isn't opting to do that. Ryguy's going to give the Mountain Cave another go, so...
Alright, good that he was able to remember where this was, and knows that he could potentially pick himself up some decent experience here. Does manage to take out that werewolf, and will pick up this treasure chest for the Fighter's Ring.
The Fighter's Ring for +2 attack power. Okay, so east of Sharlock's a dud. Everything else is going to be beyond the Swamp Cave.
Wow, that is one fairly relatively large first continent with not very many locations. And yeah, everything else is going to be on the other side. Finding this herb here in this second chest, going to go ahead and gladly chomp on that for a little bit of extra HP.
Finds the flute to put Golem to sleep. Finds more herbs.
And Chuck noting that the experience is now tied. I think there might have been some worry that Slamu getting hurt more before Ryguy might have given him an insurmountable lead, but Ryguy has managed to clinch this thing up, so well played to him. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up this last chest.
And finds a key.
That's huge. Alrighty, so does manage to dig out that key. This bottom floor of Mountain Cave not looking too terrible. I'm not sure. Ryguy's contending with this warlock here. I'm not sure if he's looking for an intentional death or not. I guess he's trying to just get as much experience as he can before heading back to Tantagel to do all the checks there. This Druid Lord more than happy to help.
That Druid Lord is $500 richer. Exact kill. But Ryguy is back. He's got the key. He's got adequate money to go make more keys, and yeah. Stuff shall be looted in short order.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to go ahead and buy ourselves some keys. We're going to go ahead and check out that treasury. Slammer's going to go ahead and check out level 11, 0788, and a slew of spells. Stop spell and return and hurt.
Yeah, not a bad low. Oh, okay, so that big pile of locations is actually right next to the swamp exit, so provided Big Slamu doesn't get too horribly mauled by the stuff on the way in there, he should be finding the key before too long. Okay, and looking like the armory isn't providing much at the moment. Oh, it does have gold. The problem is Ryguy has not seen any town, has not seen Cantlin yet. So the biggest thing he knows of is the flame sword, which, well, it's plus 24 attack power over the club, so maybe he's thinking, okay, I get that, I get finishing power if my hurt mores don't finish, so yeah, actually not too bad of an idea. He is going to pick up a lot more, so okay, not a whole lot more, I guess just enough money to go buy some extra keys or something.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what he's thinking. He might be thinking magic armor, large shield, or full plate, and something. That's an interesting amount of money to grind up to. Did he check the basement?
Not yet.
It's very interesting to not check the basement now. I guess he just wants to go ahead and make his flame sword purchase. And I guess this will leave him with... It's going to leave him a little bit short of full plate. Actually, sorry, I can't do math. It leaves him way short of full plate. He could get half plate if he really wanted to.
Half plate, large shield if he just so desired. Okay, so Spike Towel and Hawksness is a blue dragon. Get your coin flips ready, Big Slamu. If you get 2 of them, you win, you get to search. Well, that helps. And he's done it. 2 for 2. And today, in Hawksness, we have the token.
Alrighty, so I believe that's the first of our required quest items that we've seen so far. Still need that harp and the Stones of Sunlight in order to eventually finish this one out. But that's actually pretty decent victory there for Slamu, managing to take that thing out with just 2 hurt mores. And he won't have to go back there anytime soon. One thing of note, though, we now know what both Spike Tile monsters are, and neither of them are great.
I mean, I'll take the blue dragon over the stoneman any day. Okay, so Big Slammer going to make the checks in Mountain Cave. If he can get down to the end of it, he will be happy to see the key.
And now we do see Slamu taking about a 600 experience point advantage over Ryguy. Ryguy looks like he is headed back towards Hawk's Nest to see what's there. We'll see if he decides to take a shot at the Blue Dragon when he finds out what it is. Hopefully he doesn't spend any MP beforehand, otherwise he's going to have no chance of killing it.
Well, okay, well, he is putting that flame sword to use, at least, to quickly take out the Wolf Lord. And hey, here's a Spectre put to the sword.
Yeah, he is making use of that, saving his MP, knows he might need to use 2 Hurt Mores to kill whatever's here. And, oof, getting back attacked, not fun.
Well, it really doesn't matter, because he's pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
That's not what you want to see. Does get
Bummer.
away, though, so he can... oh, hello. Hello, Red Dragon. You have DL2 breath. That is actually terrifying.
Oh boy. Well,
The Red Dragon decided to mix it up a little bit. I think we've had a little bit too much Hurtmore in this seed, so we need something to kind of spice it up. And the Red Dragon knows how to spice it up. I mean, I'm Ryguy, gonna hit level 11, gonna learn the spell of a bunch. And we have a bonus cave, so free chest. It is money. And a quick peek north, this shows us nothing. Big Slammer going to check the other cave, going to collect some money. And then probably make another go up at Mountain Cave with 27 MP. Should have relatively little difficulty.
yeah, and then it's going to be interesting to see, yeah, Ryguy, it might be a while before he finds Cantlin, because we know, thanks to Slamu, that it's just right there, just south of Charlock. But Ryguy went that way so many times and didn't really find much more than instant death. So, if Slamu can dig out this key, and if there's good armor available for him in Cantlin, that's going to be a pretty decent advantage. Doesn't need to get that key first, though.
Yeah, but it seems like this second floor is pretty weak. Yeah, Big Slammer making a beeline for the chest he didn't get.
Ryguy's stuck in the middle of a swamp with a rogue scorpion, has no choice but to take the death. And Slambu right on the cusp of level 12, which you might hope is the level at which you actually get a decent amount of MP. We shall see.
Or maybe, yeah, decent MP, maybe some healing. Oh, Big Slammer not even going to care about any money grinds or anything like that. Just gets out of there.
Yeah, Beta, no, I completely understand why Ryguy wouldn't keep going in that same direction. It's just unfortunate that Cantlin happens to be there, especially if there are coordinates, but in this situation, the most unfortunate thing is the fact that there could be a lot of good stuff for Ryguy to have gotten once he got that key. And we can find the jerk.
Yep. By the way, Mel Slimes have hurt more.
Oh my goodness.
And that is actually really terrifying that they have it, because they have so much agility, it's actually really hard to run from them. They're like, I think somewhere around 6 or something agility to be a coin flip. But level 12 on the way. 10, 6, 3, 1.
Oh boy.
Yeah, stop spell Heartmore on the Metal Slimes.
Yeah, they might not use that hurt more until stop spell lands. So if they could find Erdrick's armor, they might not see that hurt more very much. And Slamu going to go ahead and cross this bridge and double back along this river to see if he missed anything. He definitely didn't. As we have exhausted the east, the immediate east portion of Second Continent, so now gotta go west, young man.
Yeah, and Bishop knowing they do have stop spells, so if they really want to, they could block the spell of the Metal Slime. Although, given that it's a Metal Slime, there's a pretty good chance it's just gonna nope on out of there anyways. Also, something very annoying, we're level 12 and no heal spell to be seen.
Yeah, that is definitely There's a lot going on here that's kind of tipping the scales of what we normally see in Dragon Warrior Randomizer, but yeah, not having any form of healing outside of herbs is pretty uncommon territory.
Yeah, they don't have MP to use that much healing to begin with, but anyways, Big Slamu gonna get the keys, gonna raid the stuff. And since he doesn't have the chest glitch active that Ryguy did, because Ryguy did a death warp, so chest glitch explanation, old game, they only programmed it for 8 chests open at once, resetting when you go to the overworld. However, you can skip going to the overworld by dying, which Ryguy did in Mountain Cave. So now we get to discover that it's a dragon scale. It's very Watcha, and a second cursed belt. And it looks like Ryguy... Oh yeah, I think Ryguy's about to... Ooh, nope. Well, maybe. If he goes straight south from here, he should pick up on Caitlyn. Yeah, realizing he's just looping back around there.
He's so close!
Yeah, I think they're going to hit Caitlyn around the same time. Slamu is making a beeline for Caitlyn. And Ryguy, yeah, they're going to hit it about the same time, so that miss really not mattering.
So, sees the silver shield, just goes ahead and grabs the large shield. He's already done one gold grind, doesn't really want to try to go for another. He's just interested in the coordinates.
Yeah, I think Big Slamu's going to make approximately the same play. Yeah, they actually have so much health, they don't even need to heal. 9 south, 28 west, so this might have actually been tripped over a few times, because that's... yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone walk to the old man without healing, without Erdrick's armor, so that is pretty hilarious. And yeah, 9 south, 28 west, I want to put that in those mountains. Ryguy counting the west first. I want to say he's going to have to kind of loop around this river here. I don't think he's going to go far enough west, but we'll see. He's diligently counting, one tile at a time.
Big Slamu going to pick up some coordinates as well.
This means, by the way, that Cole might have nothing. We've seen 2 cursed belts. We know that Hawksness had something. And Erdrick's sword! Oh boy.
Yeah, that's actually maybe not something Ryguy didn't want to see, because that pretty much invalidates his gold grind, since it was entirely for the flame sword, and...
Yeah, it is pretty unfortunate in Ryguy's case. Probably wanted to see the armor there instead, especially because maybe this is just kind of the way you feel after running so many seeds the last couple of years. But once you see that sword on the map, you're like, man, the armor is going to be in Charlock, isn't it? I feel like that's always kind of in the back of your mind. You don't get to go into Charlock with both Erdrick's items. That would be too comfortable.
Yeah, well, there is coal, and well, there's still an entire grave to go through, so maybe it's over there. And there's still all of Garenham, so still quite a few spots to see it. Wyverns have the L2 breath, and I'm having to be a little bit quieter. I'm sorry.
Don't forget the interest in Rimbledar. Yes, we do have several options left available to us to potentially have that armor. Again, just one of those kind of superstitious things that you think of when you've run a bunch of seeds back to back to back. Ryguy here, I think he's still on the first continent, and he's exploring a bit that we hadn't seen before. So
We have seen this before. Big Slammy came down here earlier. Found a big old nothing burger.
yes, yes, I do remember that now.
Okay, Big Slammy, we're going to find a cave. It is... Oh, we didn't mention a tablet cave. That's also a potential spot for goodies. Okay, Ryguy again going to get a level. Big Slammer going to get wings.
Erdrick left us a can of Red Bull, apparently.
Erdrick's energy drink. And we have a town for Big Slammer. And sees a town, go and just go ahead and spend his MP. You know what, Warlock, you too.
Oh, he really just wants to get to that town ASAP. Okay.
Oh, okay, here we go. Here's coal. So 4 south of this water tile here, that is evidently a fountain. Okay, it does have nothing.
So now we know we found all of our curse belts for the seed. One in the throne room, one in the treasury. And some kind of quest item somewhere. Well, we have the death necklace out there. So we've got the death necklace, the harp, and the stones still out there. And each of those items is going to be in a treasure chest along with Erdrick's armor. So the sooner we find all the chests, the sooner we know where all those things are. The odds just keep ticking up. So we might have to make an armor dive in Charlotte Castle.
I mean, we already have the HP for an armor dive. We almost already have the HP for a death necklace.
Z-Man noting in chat that Ryguy is keeping the experience close. We were tied at one point. Slammy started to pull away by about 600 experience. Now only about 200 experience separating our runners.
Yeah, but it feels like Slammer's really starting to get an exploration lead because Ryguy's retracing a lot of Big Slammer steps down here at the southern end, the first continent that was just nothing. Meantime, Big Slammer getting out there, exploring new land, finding new things. They're turning up nothing so far with that coal find, but hey, found it. It's out of the way.
Of course, the more landmass that you see, even if there's nothing, there, it's just areas that you don't ever have to go back to. And I believe this cave is new. I thought I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
No, it's not.
It's
I think these staff trade in.
Oh, yes. That's correct. Yes, Z-Man. The answer is yes. And just like that, with about 1 billion encounters to thank for it, Ryguy went from 300 experience behind to 200 experience ahead. So there you go.
Yeah, I think I was just talking about this in the Dragon Warrior Discord earlier. Sometimes you get a bunch of guys like, just stop, I want to explore. And sometimes you get a bunch of guys that's just like, I can't hold all this experience. Big Slammer, going to find Keytown.
But we already have a full complement of keys, so really just one thing to do here, which is just to make sure that you don't use all your keys, and grab this chest, and it's just a big old stack of money.
Oh, hey, you can use that to top off keys. So I think in a bit of a case of vanilla, this is actually going to put the grave beneath Garenham. And Garenham is pretty much our last remaining location to find. So yeah, knowing there's a few more key expenditures, yeah, you probably want to top off here.
So for the first time all seed, Ryguy is actually going to take a level advantage here. 21922. Okay. Again, decent boost in agility, but almost nothing else. MP continues to be atrocious, but for the time being, Ryguy one level ahead of Big Slamu.
And once again, no heal more, no... Wouldn't be too bad to have repel here, but... Nope, none of that. Oh, it's interesting you say that, Math Girl, because I can actually hear the symphonic. Actually started up, I was like, wait, what's that noise I hear? Has someone hit something they shouldn't?
I thought we were getting played off the stage already. Oh boy.
Okay, Ryguy actually hasn't beaten this Blue Dragon yet, so going to go give the Blue Dragon the business. Can, with Urgic Sword, probably just stab it to death at this point, but nope, gonna try to hit more hurt mores.
I think attacking might have... Oh!
Well, gotta hit first.
Ryguy, no!
But I think one more attack should do it. Yep.
Slamu looking for half plate, I believe. That's what he would have been able to afford in the weapon and armor shop. Unfortunately, none to be found. But does find Garenham, so can go ahead and check the back.
Yeah, and this pretty much finishes up Big Slamu's exploration. So at this point, it just do all this stuff and then kind of go from there.
I was trying to figure that out myself, Brian Williams. I think so. We've seen tablet, bonus, jerk. I think it's guaranteed grave. So this is it. 8 chests here for Big Slamu. We should find the stones in the heart here, and it's just a matter of doing the homework and picking your grind spot. Oh, well, there's the armor. So,
that solves a lot of things.
That pretty much it solves everything. So yeah, if the harp's here, then Slamu doesn't even need to dive at all. Does find the stones and the death necklace. Okay, there's pretty much all the things you could ever want right here. And finding money in the last of those top 3 chests. So we'll have to dive for that harp. But once we have that picked up, Slam pretty much knows where everything is. He knows that the Shrine Cave was just there south of the Swamp South exit. And he knows that getting kind of messed up here on the buffered inputs, just trying to move over that one square. But yeah, knows that the jerk is in Tantigal Basement, and knows where Sharlock is too. So kind of curious to see at this point whether or not he will grind on that blue dragon inside Hawk's Nest. Could maybe take on the Stone Man in Swamp Cave, though I doubt that he will. Could also just go into Sharlock and maybe take advantage of Cantlin being close by. But before any of that is going to happen, does need to pick up the harp. Could be in this chest right here. Where's McGrew? Where's McGrew? Where's he at? McGrew! Oh, Brian Williams, that's a good point. No heals means maybe they just wander around. The one thing, though, is that you could potentially get a slightly better zone on the top floor of Sharlock if you were to get, for example, Axe Knights and Green Dragons, things that you can, and Werewolves, things that you can one-shot and get good experience from, because there were things that weren't as experience dense, I want to say, in Swamp Cave. But again, it all just comes down to player preference. There's no amazingly good grind. And Slamu now, I believe, has opened every single chest in the game. Does find that silver harp, and just needs to do the homework now. And good night, Smashy. Thanks once again so much for helping out on the commentary. And yeah, gotta respect the sleeping family, of course. I want to keep them up as we are going deep into the night as this race continues. And now, I find myself joined by another veteran of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer community, the original voice of Dragon Warrior Randomizer himself. Z-Man, how you doing? Well, I see Z-Man's pushing his push-to-talk button. He's trying to talk. Not quite getting any audio out, though, as we do see Big Slamu contending with a Goldman. And in fact, not contending with it. Just trying to take a quick death here.
Sorry about that. I had my mic accidentally muted. But how you doing tonight, Lev? How you enjoying calling this wonderful thing we call a seed?
Oh my goodness, no shortage of surprises here. Yeah, for all my thoughts on the seeds, Edmund, you're clearly speechless.
Yeah, this is something else entirely.
Yeah, maybe that was exclamation ZH. Maybe that's what was going on there. No, this has been a wild one. I mean, the stats so far have borne out the stats that we saw at the beginning of the seed once again. Little MP. Agility is decent, strength, not so much, but the HP is just absurd. So, you know, I wasn't sure if at the beginning if we were gonna be at this point in a reasonable amount of time. But yeah, I mean, here we are. Big Slamu set himself up for a gold grind. He knows that Silver Shield is available in Cantlin, and he's got Erdrick's everything else, so that's really all he's interested in. And once he picks that up, he's gonna be pretty much grind and go. So here we are.
We're still just waiting on Ryguy now to find Garenham and the grave, where pretty much everything in this seed is.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to start finding stuff in the same order that Slamu did, more or less. Does find coal here. We know that there's nothing on that search spot. And it's pretty unfortunate if he takes, it probably takes him about 10 more minutes or so to find Garenham. I don't remember exactly where it was. I want to say it was pretty much on the north end of the second continent in that giant pit of swamp. But Ryguy needs to head in that direction first. And interesting question in chat here. If you're Slamu after getting the drop, do you put the death necklace on right now? Z-Man, what are you thinking?
Depends where you decide to grind. If you're going to wander around the swamp cave, trying to get those axe knights and werewolves that are here on the first floor, then no, I don't think I put the death necklace on. But if I'm going after those blue dragons and Hawksness, I'm absolutely putting the death necklace on. But given the fact that we don't have Heal More yet, my initial thought is to be like, nope, you know what? I'm not going to put on the death necklace, and I'm probably going to stick around the swamp cave and just grind the swamp cave, where you do have some relatively decent enemies for getting up to level, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, it's really tough just because, again, even Lorgon's like, oh right, the no healing is a thing because you're really not used to being level 13 and not having heal more. It just doesn't happen all that often. So that makes the blue dragon a lot less attractive. Makes wandering around swamp or the top floor of Charlock being right there next to Cantlin, it makes that a little bit more attractive, but tough choices.
Yeah, about the only thing that's semi-attractive as a grind tile. I mean, you do have a Stone Man in the Swamp Cave, and you do have the Sleep spell. Now, let's see what level 14 has for Ryguy. Whoa, there we go. 17 power, 2, 2, 2, and the spell of Heal.
Well, there you go, Lorgon. There's your healing. There's your healing, and does now, quote unquote, officially have enough HP to use that death necklace if he wants to, which I imagine he will, unless we get about 40 more attack power in the next couple of levels. Speaking of which, we've been talking about the experience difference for a little bit in chat, and Ryguy has a pretty gigantic lead all of a sudden.
Yeah, he went from 600 behind to about 1,500 ahead relatively quickly. We do. Everybody in the community kind of makes light of the fact that, Dragon Warrior randomizer encounter rate seems to be double what it should be. But the good thing about having such a high encounter rate is, as you're exploring, you can really rack up the experience points quickly, especially with Erdrick's sword, decent strength, and a hurt more spell. You can really rack up the experience quick.
Absolutely, and so while Big Slamu was more or less checking all the boxes, Ryguy's just been out on the map trying to find the boxes he needs to check. So just really just absorbing so much experience, especially for how little MP they have. I feel like that kind of chalks up to the fact that I would say the amount of ground that they've had available to them to cover, just the amount of land mass that exists in the seed, seems like it's been fairly small. It just feels compact.
And pretty linear, this feels like. It doesn't feel like there's too many twists and turns and too many, did I go the right way or didn't I? It seems fairly, mostly linear and pretty, I would agree, it feels kind of, almost claustrophobic to a certain extent.
Yeah, Ryguy, if I'm not mistaken, Ryguy, as long as his knight doesn't take him out or take him down to too low HP, I think he's going to see Garinham right here. And that should wrap things up for him. So if he can find all these things right now, I believe that's Garinham right there.
Yeah, I think you're right, and he should find whatever else he needs. Oh, nope, that's Rumildar, so he needs to go further north, I think, to get to Garinham.
Yeah, this is more or less what we saw Slamu do earlier. By the way, good timing for a town, even if it's not the town that he wanted to finish everything up, as was out of MP there. Gonna go ahead, of course, check this chest. We know it just has gold in it, but Ryguy doesn't. Yeah, it should be not too far away from Garinham and the armor, and a lot of very fun and useful things. Gonna go ahead and check this armor shop. I guess maybe wants to upgrade to full plate. I don't think we ever saw this shop, but nothing there.
So I would imagine Big Slamu, now that he's getting sent back to the castle by a stone man, will use this opportunity here to go pick up his rainbow drop from the bottom of the castle. And I think now Garinham, I think, is just to the east of where Ryguy is. And we do see Slamu, after loading up with keys, going to pick up his his rainbow drop from the elder underneath the Tantagil Castle, who we affectionately call the Jerk. He is called Jerk because if you speak to him without having the token, he will unceremoniously kick you out of the cave.
Thou hast failed in thy quest. Be gone! Oh yeah, Smashing noting that Big Slamu didn't really need to buy keys there, as there is absolutely nothing that he could need out of the Charlock treasury. But sometimes, you just want to, you just really gotta dot all your I's and cross all your T's.
Yeah, it's reflex at that point. Question in chat from Ari Kasura. What are the green numbers and stats signify? The green numbers in the stat tracker signify numbers that are generally considered good enough to beat Dragon Lord 2. Now, of course, we all have to kind of put some of these numbers in context, right? Their agility and their HP are fantastic, but their strength and MP are absolutely nowhere near Dragon Lord 2 capability yet. So, while their agility and HP is considered good enough for endgame, the rest of their sets are not.
If I'm remembering correctly, I believe the green agility is the point. So again, for those unfamiliar with Dragon Warrior as a franchise, in the early games, your base defense power is half your agility. So your total defense power is half your agility plus any armor that you have. And I do believe that this tracker is set up in such a way that if your agility is green and you have Erdrick's armor and the silver shield, you'll have a minimum of 86 defense, which you see Slamu's defense is also green, which is important for that Dragon Lord 2 fight, as then you can only take a maximum of 48 damage on any given turn. So we do see that in the green. For Big Slamu, as he does have that silver shield, so we'll be able to take that information with him going into that final boss fight.
Very happily, I'm sure, finding Erdrick's armor. And now we'll head down to the grave and find his other two needed items, the Silver Harp and the Stones of Sunlight.
Big Slamu now reaching level 14, and as he has chosen to do this Stone Man grind, I think that 17 attack power, he'll be very, very happy to see that. And so now it's all about how much experience can Big Slamu get while Ryguy does all of his homework, and then where does Ryguy choose to grind?
Yeah, that's going to be the thing, is where are they going to grind? It looks like Slamu is settling in for a Stone Man grind. He's going to get his level here off this Stone Man, but again, with not much in the way of healing. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the heck to do at this point.
It's tough. There's no obvious choice. You would like to have seen an Axe Knight or an Armored Knight somewhere with that early hurt more, but no such luck here. And Big Slimy really just relying on that sleep spell to keep the Stone Man asleep. And unfortunately, even if this Stone Man wakes up and kills them, it's not a very long walk back.
Yeah, and of course the thing is as you and I both know, being veterans at this, relying on the sleep spell is not something you typically enjoy doing because it is so incredibly inconsistent. That's the major reason I hate Stone Man grinds, because if you're relying on sleep, you're going to have some wonderful sleep luck, and then you're going to have some absolutely terrible sleep luck.
Yeah, like a lot of other things in Dragon Warrior Randomizer, the sleep spell can be a little bit fickle. I do believe it's a 33% chance for an enemy to wake up on any given turn, but sometimes it feels like it's 100.
And Ryan picks up his silver harp. So now he just has to get his homework done. Meanwhile, Slamu has narrowed the experience lead to about 400. Ryguy now looking for an encounter, which means, of course, it'll be a slime or a poltergeist, because he's looking for an encounter to Death Warp on.
Werewolf will get it done eventually, but he's going to be fidgeting with that fighter's ring for quite some time. I don't blame him. You really want as much defense as you can possibly get, because again, your grind options are bad and worse. So yeah, you want your defense to be as high as it can so you can grind as efficiently as possible.
Now, it'll be interesting here to see if Ryguy does do a gold grind coming out of this for a silver shield. I think you even just mentioned that. What would you do in this case?
I dot forfeit that question. It's tough. I honestly am a little bit surprised that Slamu didn't check the top floor of Sharlock. I almost expect Ryguy to do that here. It really is, I think, the thing that I would be looking at first in this scenario. But Slamu's made a decent amount of work here in this grind. He does appear to be getting decent sleep luck, so sometimes you just gotta roll the dice, I guess.
So Ryguy picks up some more keys, and it looks like he's going to initiate a gold grind, so he is going to get that silver shield. Wrong chest.
Gonna get himself a sword Magidrak first. You can't win the game without one of those.
Well, you could take the fairy waters and try to use those. I mean, given how MP is so incredibly scarce in this, he could fill up on fairy waters and use that to help expedite his searching while still maintaining all the hurt mores he needs.
But also, speaking of fairy water, and with the attack power and MP being as bad as it is, we could see that Brecconary fairy water shop coming into play.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For anyone in chat who's not familiar, in this version of Dragon Warrior Randomizer, which a lot of these changes have been based off of remakes of Dragon Warrior 1, so Game Boy Color, Super Famicom, the Wii Shop remakes, the Switch remakes, you can use Fairy Water to do damage in battle. It does 9 to 16 here in this version, and it also works on the Dragon Lord, so if your attack power, I want to say, is less than 134, and you feel like you're ready to take on the Dragon Lord, then filling your inventory with Fairy Water can be a pretty important piece of the strategy. And so we'll just have to see how the stats play out if that is important or not.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if that even comes into play, given that they still need to at least get to 15 or 16 just to get the Heal More spell. And then from there, it's going to be when is their strength good and when is their MP good. And there is the minor little issue that we do know that red dragons have Dragon Lord 2 breath, and red dragons could very well be in Sherlock. So you might need an extra Heal More or two just to get to the Dragon Lord. So this is going to be really interesting to see when our runners decide they've had enough and they want to give the Dragon Lord a try.
Absolutely. Could still potentially see those Mr. Holmes Omega meme strats as well. This is looking like almost the exact situation in which in a pickup race, I saw Mr. Holmes go for this absolutely wild strategy of land to hurt more, chuck fairy water, and then pick at the last 30 or so damage that you hopefully have to do in order to win the fight. Not quite enough MP for that just yet, but could be in the cards, maybe.
So it looks like we are going to have dueling Stoneman grinds here, with Slamu having about a 600 experience lead, 700. 10, 4, 4, 1 MP. What? 33 MP at level 15. Heal More at level 16. You gotta love it.
My goodness. Beta, yes, I am 99% sure that is also true. I believe he won that race, which makes the Omega meme strats that much more hilarious.
He has their favorite blanket, maybe a nice cup of hot tea or hot chocolate, and they're all settled in and ready for a bit of a grind here. Unless they somehow miraculously pull like freaking 50 MP out at level 16, I think we're going to be here a while.
That's we went with the wrong descendants in this seed.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. The descendant of Erdrick in Dragon Warrior 2 does not get any spells, and thus gets no MP.
The only starting character not to be kind of a mishmash of combat and magic as is so common in subsequent games. Oh yeah, Zarnak's noting that they're almost at the point where they could just grind metal slimes if they wanted to put that death necklace on.
Metal slimes aren't too far from start, are they?
I don't know that they're on the first continent, but we've definitely seen a fair few in a desert area on the second continent. So, could be potential. I don't think Ryguy ever saw them, but I know Slamu saw quite a few. So, it would just be up to whether or not he remembers that they're there and whether or not he wants to put on that death necklace early. I personally don't like putting it on early in any situation because it just from my experience, you really want that HP for the dive.
The guy taking his grind out here to Caitlin.
Ryguy didn't seem to be having the best of sleep luck, so
yeah, I think he's got. Well, we know that knights are here. Knights, I believe, Wraith Knights are out here, and there's another good one out here. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I actually don't mind this play, especially considering how Caitlin is right there. You don't have to death warp. All you got to do is just go in and stay at the end. And he's getting terrible encounter luck right now. I believe Drakeys are only one of 5 in this group, and he just keeps getting Drakey after Drakey after Drakey.
Yeah, 5 Drakeys in a row. This is absurd, and this is where it becomes unfortunate because you can't actually cast Repel here because now you'd be repelling everything in this zone.
So I've seen Ryguy do this before in a seed, actually not too long ago. Silver Harp strat, maybe? But what enemy set does the Silver Harp pull from?
I want to say it pulls from Zone 1, but someone in chat, I'm sure, will correct me momentarily. But while Ryguy tries to figure out if this is really where he wants to stay or not, is going to at least get that next level, maybe hoping that this is where he picks up Heal more and then go back to one of the other spots. But unfortunately, we can see the numbers here, and Big Slammer is just pulling away, pulling away, pulling away.
And there we go. There. Okay, so it's a Star Wyvern that's out here as well as the Knight. So quicker kills, and actually the experience isn't that incomparable because Stonemen only give, what is it, 155? So for every 2 Knight or Star Wyvern kills, Ryguy is getting essentially the same experience, and he doesn't have to do the Death Warp, and he doesn't have to rely on sleep.
Yeah, it could work out. It does require a little bit of good encounter RNG, not just getting the encounters quickly, but also getting the encounters that he wants. But you're right, I don't totally dislike this. It is always nice to see some kind of diverging strategy. You can kind of see whether or not one racer is going to make up that difference, and just got to strap in. We're gonna have, Big Slammer's gonna have this little cuddle session here with Stone Man, and Ryguy's gonna comb the desert. Which strategy is going to prevail? We shall soon find out.
Given Ryguy's experience luck here with these Drakies, it's looking like Slamu certainly has the proper strategy here, even if it is slow and annoying. He is definitely getting more experience here than Ryguy right now. Alright, so we have more stone men killing, more farming the desert here. I think, if you just give me 1 second here, I'm going to pull up the schedule for tomorrow, because unless I miss my guess, we are starting early tomorrow. Okay, there we go. And indeed, we are. So, what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually have 5 races going on tomorrow, and we do start at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. That is right, noon Eastern. A mere 10.5 hours from now, and we're hoping the seed's going to be done by then. And we're going to have this over an RPG Limit Break. We're going to have Aaron 2U2 versus Niminva. And again, that's Aaron 2U2 and Niminva on RPG Limit Break about 10.5 hours from now at noon Eastern Time. Then a little bit later at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, restreamer yet to be determined, we're going to have Brysulf versus Smashy. At 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we're actually going to have 2 races going on. We're going to have Beta Strep versus Guelph35, and we're going to have Lord of the Synth versus High Spirits. Again, both of those races at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And then to round out the night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have Jay Coper versus Asmati Games. So quite the full schedule tomorrow here in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament. Starting again, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 10.5 hours from now.
Yeah, with the tournament just kicking off today, and we've got 5 weeks here of these Swiss round matches where everybody gets to play. It's going to be wall-to-wall action for the next month or so. As Big Slamu here is assuming it's decent sleep luck, should be able to pick up level 16 here. The only guarantee is that he's going to get heal more. Nothing else is a given. We shall see how much this level changes up the race.
Right. What do we have here? We have 1 power, 2 agility, 2 hit points, 9 MP, and of course the spell of heal more. All right. Well, we're up to 8. We're up to 8 hurt mores and up to a grand total of 5 heal mores.
And I believe that 9 MP is probably almost as much as they've gotten up to this point. Yeah, relatively big MP boost, not the big MP boost they were looking for. Gonna have to keep going on that one. 3 heal mores, 5 heal mores, not quite enough.
So as we can see now, we've been grinding here a little bit, and it looks like that the grinds are. Well, there we go. See, Slamu, our wonderful statistician here as Body Games, is bringing up the fact that over the last 10 minutes, Slamu is getting 25 experience per minute, while Ryguy is getting 200 experience per minute. So Slamu is gaining 50 experience every minute now, given the 2 grinds. So Slamu again casting sleep here on a stone man. The stone men are drifting off to sleep nicely, and Slamu not quite tickling it to death, but not exactly beating it up terribly. And Ryguy is just doing his thing over here with the Hurtmore spell and taking care of these knights, star wyverns, that type of thing. I mean, Lorgon brings up a good point in chat that I totally agree with, that I think, at some point, Slamu should probably peek into the first floor of Charlock just to figure out 2 things. One, maybe there's better grinding there. Maybe there are armored knights and axe knights that inhabit the first floor of Charlock that can be hurt-moored even quicker than the stone man can be put to sleep and whittled away that way. The other thing to keep in mind is, again, we do have red dragons with DL2 breath. They could inhabit the first floor of Charlock, which means that maybe that'll influence how long both of these runners grind for, because with red dragons and DL2 breath, if they're going to be in Charlock, chances are you need more than the bare minimum to get by as far as heal mores for DL2. So, we're going to find out. Looks like Rye is... It looks like he's going to get his homework done. I think he's going to go turn in the harp for the Staff of Rain, and then probably eventually go take care of turning in the staff, the stones, and the token into the jerk underneath Tantagel Castle. Finds that metal slime.
I almost wonder if this isn't a situation in which, given that point that Lorgon just made and your follow-up on it, Z-Man, I almost wonder if it's not worth fighting your way down through Charlock just to see what's in those zones. I feel like you might get a little bit better experience on average than the Stone Man grind, but it's always hard to walk away from the guaranteed experience.
This is true. Although, like you said, a recon dive to figure out where these red dragons might be, I mean, that might be important knowledge, especially if there's a red dragon on the spike tile. If there's a red dragon on the spike tile in Charlock, you're going to use at least 1 heal more in that battle, if not 2.
Yeah, between DL2 breath, unless the attack power is absurd or you get a critical hit, I would say it's most likely going to be 2. So you will want to factor that into all of your equations. But really just looking for the experience at this point. Big Slamu, I want to say, is around 6 stone men away from the next level, so sneaking up on it here.
And it looks like Ryguy is actually going to Hawksness now that he has the Healmore spell to grind the blue dragons. Not a bad play. I mean, the blue dragons they're not exactly defense broken, but they're not far from it. So, he should have some staying power here against the blue dragons. He might be able to catch up in experience here, given that he's going to get 180 per fight here. He might catch up.
I want to say these blue dragons die faster on average than the stone men do as well. So I hope Asmati's still tracking the experience. I think this next 10 minutes is going to be really crucial here to try to decide whether or not Ryguy can catch up.
Yeah, agreed. And is there a town nearby? How far from Hawksness here is Cole? Because I think Cole's going to be the nearest town. I just don't know exactly where that is here. I don't know how far Cole is from Hawksness. We'll find out, I'm sure. Slamu is starting to sneak up on level 17 here. About 1,200, 1,300 experience points ahead of Ryguy. Is Ryguy going to use up his herbs? Well, Breckonary's right by the castle, so it looks like, yeah, he's going to use up his herbs. Herb up enough to get at least one more blue dragon down. And a Kaishin no Ichigeki does not take out a stone man. And this stone man will get Slamu to level 17. What do we have here? 8 more power, 4 response speed, 5 hit points, 4 MP. So we are now at a grand total of 46 MP at level 17. Yes, you heard right. 46 MP at level 17. So for those of you who answered the poll 18 or under as the go level, I'm sorry, but chances are you're going to lose those points. I'm sorry.
Let this be a lesson, chat. Trying to put any faith into this randomizer only ends in disappointment.
Iron Polly asks in chat, has anyone seen a seed with MP so low like this? Yes, actually. Just the other night, I think, was it last night or 2 nights ago? Anyways, last night or 2 nights ago, Angel was in a race. I think Aaron 2U2 was also part of that race. I don't know who else was. But Angel was in a race where he finished the seed, I think at level 17 or 18, with 48 MP. Maybe it was even 19 with 48 MP, but the strength was such that you could do it at 48 MP if you could get all the way down to Dragon Lord 2 with the 48 MP. So we've seen it done before, but I mean, our strength here still not is anywhere. Well, it's near to getting to Dragon Lord 2. But now we have to think about, all right, we have the Death Necklace, right? Death Necklace gives us 10 HP or 10 strength, 10 attack power at the cost of 25% of your HP. Would that be worth it in this scenario? And I'm not so sure. With the Heal More spell, with good Heal Mores, you can probably guarantee a bunch of doubles and maybe even a triple here and there, because their agility and defense power are pretty high. But with the Death Necklace on, you might get a double here and there. So I would think the Death Necklace right now is probably off the table because they want the HP.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I really wish we had. I remember there was a big bit of math that was done some years ago by a runner that I'm not sure is still in our community, but basically they calculated that once you're above 140 HP, it doesn't become so much a heal mores per swing kind of calculation that we're all used to, but more of an effective HP calculation, and it just in the sense that once you're at 140, you're almost never going to overheal. You're always going to get that maximum efficiency out of heal more. And so, yeah, that's spot on there, Z-Man. You do kind of start to really wonder how much you want to put on that death necklace, but especially now, 127 without the death necklace, I think those fairy water strats just start to look more and more attractive.
If Osmati is still here, I would be interested to see an experience per minute here over the last 5-10 minutes. Now that we have been grinding the 2 different grind zones here for the last 5-10 minutes, I'd be interested to see the XP per minute going on here.
Absolutely. Oh, Lorgon making an interesting observation here. One thing that could have potentially been done is, wow, 314. It's so close. I would have never expected Stonemen and Blue Dragon Grinds to be that close.
Yeah, but the thing for Ryguy here is he's only getting, what, 15, 20 experience every 5 minutes. He's 1,500 experience behind. Or 1,300. He's 1,300 experience behind. It's going to take him a while to make up that deficit.
Yeah, it's really tough because, yeah, I mean, honestly, though, the one thing, though, at this point is we do know that Reds have Deal 2. We don't know if they're in Sherlock or not, but there's almost always a good chance that they are. I don't think we've seen green dragons this seed. They could be hiding something nasty. I think we've seen just about... Oh, we haven't seen any AK-47s this seed as well.
No, we haven't.
Unsure if those are hiding anything nasty, but basically, Ryguy doesn't quite know it yet, but he's hoping for a failed dive.
Or the alternative is Slamu goes 1 level extra that Ryguy does, and Ryguy can win at a lower level. That would be the other win scenario here for Ryguy, is that he takes a quote-unquote chance at an earlier level.
Absolutely. But Betastrap making an important point here. If you have more MP and you can sit around a little bit longer in Hawk's Nest, you probably see a bigger differential in that experience per minute metric. But unfortunately, with their MP being what it is, Big Slambo, I guess, does have the most efficient grind available in this seed, just because you can always take that Death Warp, you can walk right back, and honestly, it's probably comparable to the amount of time you'd usually spend just walking back and forth between a town and your grind option. And one more Stoneman here is going to get Big Slammo to level 18, at which point we will see whether or not those people who had their faith in level 18 or less, will that faith be rewarded? We do have 7 power, 31 more hit points, and 17 MP. What is going on? And Big Slammo is just, he's speechless. He's in utter shock. He doesn't know what to do. Oh no, he's going to go right back to the Stone Man.
So, alright, you gotta put the Death Necklace on right now. I mean, your HP is so incredibly high, you gotta put that Death Necklace on right now. You're gonna have doubles, and it's gonna make this grind here so much quicker. I think you gotta put the Death Necklace on right here.
This is... Honestly, it's almost looking like maybe if you put the Death Necklace on and there's nothing nasty in Sherlock, do they have enough?
Alright, so what do we got here? So, attack power is 134, right? So you're doing 34 divided by 2 is 17, divided by 2 again is 8. So you're doing 8 to 17. You're doing 12 and a half, right? Yeah, you're doing 12 and a half. So you need 10, maybe 15, 15-ish attacks, give or take. But that's without Death Necklace. With Death Necklace, that would be 144. So 11 to 22. So 11 to 22, that's 16 and a half. 10 attacks would do it, probably 9. With 7, with 8 healers, if you get down there with the Death Necklace on full resources, you can probably win.
It's pretty good odds with the doubles to win, but yeah, it's just getting down there with all your heal mores. And we do see Big Slamu loading up on that fairy water, casting the return spell. It does look like he is done grinding. Sarnax and Lorgon pointing out that you don't have a lot of quote-unquote time in your Dragon Lord fight because there are so few rounds you can count on. To try and get doubles, it does decrease your odds. Centroid, I have to imagine he's doing it because his defense is so high, you just want repel on the dive.
Yep.
You're repelling a significant amount of Sharlock monsters at this point.
Yeah, this is definitely, the fairy water is for repel. So, let's see what we got here. Oh, look, it's a stone man. Zone 1 seems to be rather doable here.
Cooper, I'm not actually sure what the minimum HP that a tournament race has been won with. I saw Meow win on 87 HP once, but I don't know if that was a tournament race or just a pickup race.
Well, I'm pretty sure Jay Coper has the record of low HP. I'm pretty sure, I want to say it was 87. But MP, low MP, this has got to be close to the lowest, if not the singularly lowest.
Yeah, I would say if Slamu wins here, this has to be the lowest MP I've ever seen in a victory.
Was yours 88, Coper? I thought it was... No. It looks like Ryguy needs 2 more blue dragons here to take care of level 18, which is probably doable? Question mark? Oh, no, it's this one. So let's see, what does he do? He's studying the numbers.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is not one of those situations where you can grind on the way down. I mean, you're at a point now where more attack power isn't really going to help. The only thing that's going to help is more MP, and of course, more MP doesn't help you if you're grinding your way down. So, I guess Ryguy looking for one more level, and if Big Slamu can do it here, I mean, that's going to be his downfall. But it's a really, really, really tough call.
I think Ryguy was just doing a death warp, I think. So let's see, we haven't seen any red dragons so far here in Sharlock. So, this could be a relatively easy Sharlock. But let's see what's here at the spike tile. Oh. I opened my mouth.
Alright, I think this is the smart strategy here. Don't mess around with agility. Don't mess around. Did he just two-shot that armored knight? My goodness.
He did indeed.
That is not something you see every day. Even on 134 attack power, you don't usually see that, but all that fairy water coming into use here. Could even chuck that at DL2. Armored Knight on the spike tile. Could see another 2-shot dispatch. Oh no, swinging right at the top of his range. Not quite enough, but still not too terribly difficult.
There we go. We do have Slamu now approaching Dragon Lord 1, and we do have Ryguy doing more grinding, it looks like, to get to level 19.
Alright, so using that heal spell, trying to maximize all his resources here. Gonna go ahead and open up with that Death Necklace. For anyone who, in chat who's confused here, the Death Necklace is going to take away 25% of Big Slamu's max HP, but that calculation won't be done until he beats Dragon Lord 1. So a common tactic now has been to put on that Death Necklace early, go into this fight with as much resources as you can. And 21! Oh my goodness. Right there. 21 again?
42. We're at 58.
I think that we might be seeing Big Slamu make the right call here. Sharlock was awfully friendly, though now hitting for 14, but he gets the double. Odds be damned. He doesn't care about what Lorgon and Zarnax and anyone had to say in chat, just gets the immediate double. I haven't been keeping too much track, but I want to say that that's going to put him almost at a lock.
I think, if I'm doing the math right, I think he's at 99. So if he is at 99, then he's pretty much a winner to a miss menu here.
Oh my goodness, we were trying to do the math, calculate the odds, figure out whether or not this was super close. He's going to get another double. I mean, he did hit for his absolute minimum, but I don't think it matters at this point. I think Slamu is actually going to finish with MP to spare. Hitting for 21 again, and he did it!
He did it with 2 heal mores to spare.
Are you kidding me?
Now, it does look like we are going to get Slamu sub-2ing this seed.
Yeah, please break out your GGs for Big Slamu. He has finished this last race of the evening in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 1:56:34. We could have been here for a while longer, but Slamu said no. 8 heal mores is enough. He didn't need all of them. What a crazy finish.
Yeah, that was crazy. But obviously using the Death Necklace was indeed the right call here. And he certainly took down the Dragon Lord very nice and easily. It looks like, so Slamu, I think his advantage here was just he got exploration done a lot quicker than Ryguy did. And I think that's what it just came down to.
Well, this is unfortunately where I bow out, so I do have to leave for work. But Z-Man, thank you so much for joining me when Smashy had to bow out, and for offering to take my place if need be. Looks like we do have Big Slamu in here for the interview, and Z-Man, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Slamu. It was good. Thank you, Lav. It was good commentating with you. And Slamu, GG, congratulations, sir. Nicely played.
Thanks. That was the ugliest way to get back into this game I could have imagined.
So, 60 MP, huh?
I didn't need it. I could have done it on 43.
Yeah, you really could have. I mean, you did have the 2 heal more certainly in your back pocket, which was great. So, I do have a question for you. You collect everything you need. You finish the grave. What is going through your mind about finding a place to grind? What made you decide to settle on the Stoneman grind, who's, frankly, very sleep dependent? The speed of that grind. So, what are your thoughts? What made you decide to pick up the Stoneman to grind on?
No heal spell, honestly, is what did it. I mean, I'm sitting there without even the basic heal. So Stoneman was the only thing I felt like I could get 900 XP reliably from, and I couldn't even do that. There was one of those sets of MP I only got 2 stone men on, and I used 32 MP on it.
Yeah, and given how I guess it was so close to the castle, that it didn't really take too much time to kind of refill everything, right? I suppose.
Yeah,
So,
the only other place I would have even considered was Charlock. Just like 4-1 Charlock, the Hawksness Spike was in the middle of nowhere. I mean, Rimmeldar was the closest, and it was probably 6 or 7 screens. It just doesn't work with 30 MP, or what. I think I even started with less than that when I started. It was just ugly.
yeah, it was really ugly. And the fortunate thing is that there were no red dragons in Charlock, right? Because I think, pretty sure you saw that the red dragons had the Dragon Lord 2 breath. So, getting them in Charlock could have made the Charlock experience quite different.
They were on the bottom floor. I saw one. I first time ran from him. But yeah, AKs and reds on the bottom. I'm glad I got the silver shield, honestly. I think that made my grind so much faster too. I thought it was going to help me with repelling all of Charlock, but apparently Charlock was full of high AP monsters today.
Yeah, it looks like it was certainly... Well, we didn't see anything because Ryguy also repelled his way through Charlock, but it looks like it was full of, green dragons, wizards, and werewolves. So, and we do have Ryguy now getting to Dragon Lord 1, dispatching Dragon Lord 1 with relative ease, and now we'll go on to the Dragon Lord 2 fight, and hopefully he'll have the same good fortune and rolls that you did. I mean, you really thumped him. You got multiple 20-plus rolls.
Yeah, I think the count was 58 before I had to do a heal.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, you did get an opening triple there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was actually debating. I didn't know if Death Necklace on or off there is the right call. 173 HP is insane, but I figured if you enable triples with Death Necklace on, or at least doubles consistently, you would rather do that.
Ryguy actually just swung at 48, got lucky, but he hasn't been getting rolls near what you had. He's only seen one 20-plus roll. Everything else has been 13, 14.
Yeah, I figured I needed 10 swings, maybe 11 to consistently get it, and 7 heal mores, opening double, closing double. I needed 2 in the middle, so I got it probably 2 swings above average.
There's a thump from Ryguy with a 22, so he looks to be in pretty good shape here. He's not going to get it with 2 heal mores to spare, I don't think, like you did. Now he's going to have to burn one here, so he might get it with one, maybe. He might have to use his last... Oh, that was a good heal more. He should get a double here. Maybe. Oh, doesn't matter. Yep, 1 heal more to spare.
Nice, GG's to him. I had no idea where we were sitting. I figured, honestly, with my start, he could have been 4 minutes ahead of me or 4 minutes behind me, so...
Yeah, and you guys were pretty close there for a while, and then, well, what had happened is you got the edge up in exploration. Ryguy tried to do a little bit of exploration early, didn't settle down and grind like you did early, and by grinding earlier, that allowed you to do the earlier exploration. And everybody get your GGs out. Ryguy has finished with an official racetime.gg time of 2:03:01.
Yeah, the stat curves on all this were super interesting. I think it was 15 agility at level 6 with 70 HP.
Yeah, it was for, oh geez, I don't even know how long. If you added up your other 3 stats, they didn't come close to your total HP for, I don't think, you were in the teens until your other 3 stats finally eclipsed your HP.
Yeah, I was shocked. I think I pulled up my menu and I saw I was 77 strength. I thought I was almost 90 at that point, but apparently I'm just not as in tune with those stats anymore. Granted, swinging against Stone Man, I'm going to get higher.
We are joined in the chat by Ryguy. Ryguy, GG, sir. Nicely played.
Well, I don't know. It was a game anyway. I don't know about good, but whatever.
So, what are your thoughts on that one?
I don't know. I messed up a bunch of the grind. The grinding was weird there. I don't know. I feel like I messed up a bunch of the grind choices and totally spaced the death necklace at the end. Didn't realize how easy it was to win on 18 with the death necklace until after I went back to Hawksness. But I mean, that didn't cost me the 6 or 7 minutes. But anyway, that was silly anyway.
Yeah, that grind, and Slimu and I had been talking about that grind was not. I don't know if obvious is the right word, but that was not an easy decision. Lavkin and I, we had quite the conversation about it during the seed. It's like, where do you grind? You had no healing. You had 30 MP, so it's not like hurt mores were that much of a thing. So we were thinking that maybe just grinding in the swamp cave itself with the werewolves and the axe knights might have been better. But we had no idea. We had no idea what we would have done. So I can definitely feel you on that one. What Slamu did, so you know, is he pretty much, as soon as he got his rainbow drop, he went right to the stoneman and just stayed there.
Yeah, I tried the stoneman. That seemed like it was taking a long time. And actually, I messed up too. I was going to go right for the stoneman and try the stoneman and the blue dragon, and forgot I didn't have heal more, so that didn't help either. But yeah, I did like a mini pre-grind in Swamp Cave. I don't know, from like 7 to 10 or whatever it was, and that seemed kind of slow, and I thought my little area outside Cantland was good until it somehow magically turned into 90% Drakey. I don't know where they all came from, but yeah, it seemed like it was slim pickings.
Yeah, and that was something that we commented on in the restream was, okay, well, this makes some sense, right? There are knights out there, there were star wyverns, and there was something else there with good experience.
Demon knights, yeah.
Fine, no big deal. So you'll probably kill 3 of those for every 2 that Slamu kills, and the experience will be about the same. And then you just kept getting Drakey after Drakey after Drakey after Drakey, and we're like, this isn't good.
Yeah, it was not. It was Plague of Drakeys, which is not what I was hoping for. That would have been nice in the first 4 or 5 minutes, but not so much there.
Yeah, looking at those 2 grinds, at least on the XP chart that just got posted, it looks like the Stoneman grind was about 30 XP per minute better, which is not much when we're there for 20 minutes. That's 4 Stonemen over 20 minutes. It's nothing, honestly, coin flip at that point.
The Stoneman was better than the Blue Dragon?
My grind for the last 10 minutes was better than your grind for the last 10 minutes of each of our grinds. I don't know if that means that the Stoneman was better or not, but I was getting better results than you were for those last 10 minutes, it looks like.
I think those last 10 minutes counted Ryguy doing his homework, picking up the Silver Harp and picking up the Rainbow Drop. I'm pretty sure that when the 2 of you were on dedicated grinds, I think Ryguy was doing better by 15 experience per minute.
I was going to say, once Healmore showed up, I feel like the Blue Dragon was relatively quick, but I didn't want to take on either one of them with just heal, so...
Yeah. Oh, and Zarnax has a good question in chat for either one of you, and this might have been an option. With those metal slimes in the mountains outside of the Staff of Rain cave, did either one of you consider maybe slapping on a death necklace and doing some metal slime hunting?
So we turned on scared and scaled metal slimes because I don't think either one of us wanted metal slimes to basically decide the race. With that, I don't think I would want to start hitting them until 134 AP, that guaranteed hit point. So I don't know. I don't think we would have had it until probably 17.
Yeah, I was a little jerk too.
Yeah, we also turned on Permanent Torch so that for the viewer experience mostly. I think Ryguy and I can both bonk around those caves with the best of them, so figured why not leave it on so everybody can see what we're doing.
Oh, we appreciate that. Thank you very much. And that's a really good point. That if both of you can bonk around in the dark, why not just turn the torches on for the viewers at home? That's a really good way to think about it. I like that.
Obviously, Big Slamu has never seen me mess up Grave and get lost for 25 minutes, so I'm glad he hadn't seen that before.
You don't want to count how many times I bonked in the mountain cave. I was trying to go up that last channel, and I must have been looking at my map instead of the screen. I think I bonked 12 times trying to go north into a wall.
given that
definitely a little rusty.
yeah. Well, given that it's 2 a.m. here on the East Coast, I think I will let you two have it, enter any final comments you guys have, and then we will get on up out of here for the evening.
I think I'm content to never think of that seed ever again.
I mean, Ryguy, good game. I mean, that was a close one. I think that could have gone either way. Thank you to you guys for putting the restream on, for tracking, for staying up until 2 in the morning, talking about us slapping Stonemen and Blue Dragons for 45 minutes. I appreciate everything you guys do to volunteer on this. Looking forward to a lot more Dragon Warrior over the next month and a half, 2 months. So, yeah, Ryguy, I will see you in the bracket stages.
Wait, there's playoffs in these things? Interesting.
There-
I didn't know that.
There is.
No, yeah, it's awesome. We got a thing together at, you said 2 a.m. or whatever it is. So, yeah, thank you everyone for putting this together and for hanging out here.
Well, again, we do owe some bit of thanks to a couple people that aren't here right now, to Smashy and to Lavkian, who started this seed in the commentator's booth, but unfortunately real-life things kind of got in the way. We have to thank Centroid41 for tracking, and of course MathGirl718 for doing the restream. We really appreciate it. But if just in case you guys haven't, do make sure you give big_Slamoo with 2 M's a follow, and ryguy3745 a follow. And again, Smashy was here and Lavkin were here in the commentator's booth. But I think for now, we're just going to talk again. I'm just going to remind you all quickly that in 10 hours time, right, so 12 p.m. Eastern time, noon Eastern, we will have our first match of tomorrow